Welcome back, YouTubers and Madden fans. This is MADDENMONEYSHOT, sniffing out the Madden cheese as always. Got some plays for you today out of the Jets playbook. This is probably going to be an ebook that I make this weekend. I really wanted to make the Steelers. I just haven't had enough time to sit down and get this done, but I think the Jets jumped in front of it because I've been using this playbook. This playbook is so money, including the plays I'm going to show you today out of the trio. This trio formation, I'm not sure if it's in any other playbook in the game anymore. Like, they took it out of everything. I thought it was in the Steelers and maybe the Ravens because I put this out before, but it was so hard to find. Like, they took it out completely. Like, it's just not anywhere to be found anymore, and part of the reason is how cheap this run play is. Like, this is such a cheesy run play. The halfback toss here, we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna pick that. On defense, we're gonna go random nickel, random. It doesn't really matter. So 3 wide receiver sets, so probably random nickel. So one of the good things about this play is it really gives away what your opponent is running. Right off the bat, I know this is a zone coverage based off the fact that I got 3 wide receivers on one side and I only have 1 or 2 corners on that side. We're running a nickel, so typically we'll see 2. So I already got a blocking advantage with 3 wide receivers blocking 2 corners. And then I also am going to kick this up a notch by flipping this play to that side. And now I'm going to have a pulling guard on top of it. So I'm going to have 4 blockers on the edge compared to 2 guys on the edge. So this is going to be as cheap as it gets, although that guy kind of got out in the way, which didn't really help. But like I said, speed for days. We almost got a touchdown right there. This guy feels really bad though. I might switch back. I might have to put back in the other running back, but that's basically the look. I mean, you're just 9 times out of 10, you're going to flip it back against your receivers. This here looks like we might have a little bit more coverage than we did last time, and that guy right there really gets close. Like I said, I'm probably going to have to take this dude out. He sucks. So the Jets don't have a lot of great running backs, so I'm not sure how some of these carries are going to look, but bottom line is this play will work really great online. So here we go once again. We still have our blocking advantage. It looks like the safety might have came down a little bit, running with Crowell now. I wish I had a better running back, but they don't. So here's a scenario. Like I said, 9 times out of 10, you're going to run it to the receiver side because 9 times out of 10, people are going to run zones. But if you come out and you see the 3 cornerbacks on that side, you're going to run it just like this, and it's going to be a really good play against man. So like I said, nothing really in my way because all the cornerbacks are on the other side. We have a really easy run play here. I'm going to have a really good pass play off of this as well. Once again, here we go. Zone. Real simple to discover. All you're going to really look at is there's somebody in front of Curse, because you can see every time we've had a cornerback on Anderson and Anunwa, and since there's nobody in front of Curse, we're going to have an easy run play to that side. Now this guy keeps blowing up my party though. I don't know what's going on with this bum. So here we go once again. I'm flipping it just out of habit, not even looking, but we got another man coverage. So here we go. We're just going to have to beat one guy. That's really it. I mean, he actually did a much better job than you'll typically see, but I still got about 15 yards. Now, if I were to set up my audibles, since there's not a whole lot to show here. Now, this run play is super cheap, but if you wanted to set up your audibles, I would say that the best audibles to do would be the stretch. You have a zone week already in there, so I would say the stretch would be a good one. The zone week is pretty much the only run right up the middle, although realistically I think that the halfback dive would be better. And I think that's about it. I mean, there's a pretty good couple of pass plays that I'll get into here in a moment, but if you really wanted to maximize this as a run formation, you can do it something like this. So let's go ahead. But bottom line, the best play is always going to be the toss play. And I think that the halfback stretch isn't bad by any means. That one there, you basically just don't have anybody pulling. So a lot of times I was noticing that with this play, you'll notice this defensive end sometimes gets outside, although he didn't there, and then that slow guard didn't block anybody anyway. So I find that it also can be helpful to run the stretch play. So realistically, in this spot, you have a really wide defensive lineman. Hopefully, with the stretch, that left tackle will get over there, pick him up. He didn't pick him up. He actually let him wide, so I just took it right up the middle for a 5 or 6 yard gain. But that's going to be your option sometimes. So like right here, once again, he's really out wide. If I run it like this, watch how that guy can sometimes get in the way, although luckily my lineman picked it up. But a lot of times that defensive lineman can get outside and make you turn it up a little bit quicker than you want to. So in that scenario, if you see that defensive end being really wide, like here, see how he just kind of slows me and forces my my angle a little bit less than I want it to be? Still worked out, but you can see how that can be a problem. In that scenario, you probably want to go to a stretch. Now here's a man coverage. I should have just probably stayed with it, but still, the stretch is a good play. It's going to be a really good play to play off of that. And then, like I said, I also have a dive. Here, once again, that defensive lineman's out kind of far. I'm going to go ahead and make it the stretch play. That way, that right tackle will take care of him. If he gets it outside like that, you can take it right up past where he was, and it's going to be a good run. So anytime that defensive lineman's out like that, like here he is once again, but I'm going to do it like this. I think this will be fine. I think they'll get that angle. And like I said, I wish I had more speed. I'm getting 10 yards with a really slow back. I don't want to say slow, but he's not as fast as I would like. So here we go once again. The guy's outside. I'm going to switch it up. There, he actually got blocked by the receiver of all people. But you're basically making one read when you go to that stretch play. So here I feel he's kind of outside once again. I'm going to make my read on that defensive end. It'll tell me where I got to go. There he gets outside, so I got to take it inside. Wasn't smooth, wasn't clean, but I still got 6 yards. So it's really about those two plays more than anything. And we're going to take it inside again. Didn't quite get the angle because I was sprinting, but still 4 yards. So here we go once again. We have the original setup. I think that safety's blitz, and I actually... It's actually a man coverage, but I'm going to have to go this way because that safety's coming off that edge. And I'm just going to take it completely wide. And this running back's doing pretty good. I'm not going to lie. He's doing his job. So we're going to move on to some of the passing plays now. Now, if anything, I would say the majority of these passing plays are predominantly man beaters. Like the PLAYBOOK. This is very similar to the crossers, PA crossers, or PA cross shot. They have different names. But this is probably predominantly a man beater. So if you come out and you see 3 cornerbacks on that side, this is a good play to run. You can run it just like this, but I think it's best to block the running back, put Neil Sterling here, the tight end, on a slant, and especially if it's man. I mean, even if it's man or zone, this tight end in a slant is going to obliterate any man coverage that you see. Here it looks like a man coverage, so we're going to see what happens here. But even if it wasn't, like that might have been a zone, but the bottom line is the tight end is going to come open underneath the zones regardless. So if it's a man, crossing routes, you guys should know by now, gives man a lot of problems. And if it's a zone, like this here, I'm going to come back to that ball. If it's a zone, the crossing routes will typically find space in between the zones. If it's a cover 2, especially, I would say Anderson's probably more of a triangle route type of deal. That looks like a cover 3. That's probably your best cover 3 route right there is what number 10's doing. So for cover 3, Cursor's probably going to get it. For cover 2, Triangle's probably going to get it. And for man coverage, everybody's going to get it because you're crossing routes across one another. I didn't even make that read pre-snap. It's just, once you see the open field there, it's pretty easy to make that play. Now, you can also run this in a way that I like. This is a man coverage once again, so I don't have to do this. But there's another setup you can do which will make this play even better against man or zone. It doesn't really matter what the play is. So I'm only going to run this once or twice more. I have another pass play. As you can see, we have a cover 2 here. Hopefully I can get in front of that guy, get a lucky animation on the catch and knock it loose. So that's it. That's the video. If you guys want to see more plays out of the Jets playbook, do me a favor, hit the like button. I'll do that. Other than that, thanks for watching. Madden Money Shot out. Need more help or just want to show your support? Then head over to my Patreon and join my team, where you can get exclusive content like ebooks and bonus plays, as well as early access to my vids and more. Link in the description below.